Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Seek and Destroy Live, or at least this episode is live. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do from now on is all the shows I do, except for Venom Vlog Live. That'll be a separate show. There won't be episode numbers to that, like that correspond with the main Venom Vlog show. But all the other shows I do, Transformers, Seek and Destroy, Beyond the Source Wall, any episode at random could be a live episode, and that'll just come down to scheduling, like as far as like work goes and stuff. If I don't have time to film something and edit something, I'll kind of take, I wouldn't call it the lazy route because I've always wanted to do live streams, and this way we get more interaction more often. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. But I got to take that route because editing videos and stuff, like I can't be up at night late that much anymore. What's up, Comic Ron? How's it going, dude? Welcome. One of the newest members to the comic book community on YouTube. How are you, sir? Good to see you. The other day you posted you posted today, actually. I think I commented. Sorry, my sense of time is like way off, but you said something about your video being gone. You might have lost connection. Um, yeah, that'll do that, I guess, because I've had an instance where I haven't done, like, I've done live game streaming. This is like I just started doing live YouTube streaming, as far as like this kind of interaction goes. And you're doing good, awesome, good to hear, man. Happy New Year. So I haven't had that issue, luckily, yet. But I bought a new phone like probably like 6 months ago, and since then I would say at least my video quality has gone up because I shoot everything on my phone. You lost two live streams. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Good morning. Hey, Bruce, how are you? How's it going? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, and I hope you are too. Two live streams. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Yeah, the risk of losing stuff, it scares me. So sometimes when I do these live streams, I'm like, this is the day. Like, so far we've had good luck, but this is the day. And then I'm happy to be wrong, so far. So hopefully, I don't run into that. But if I do, it's probably just because I didn't charge my phone. This phone seems to be really, like, legit when it comes to battery life and video quality and stuff like that. Even sound quality, it doesn't sound too bad. But still, I know I launched a Patreon the other day, and I do have a mic. This was like $100 mic I bought a couple years ago, and it still works, still sounds great. And I got a little filter for it to put in front of it. And I recorded my first Superman podcast and posted that on Patreon. And I actually made that a real show. Like, it has segments and it has sound bites from, Superman movies and clips from stuff, and like the radio show and everything. So hopefully, if you guys start liking my content on here, if you're new to the channel or if you've been here a while and you want to see me branch out and talk about, a different topic than I talk about on here, that show is purely a love letter to Superman, and we're going to do an episode a week all year for 2020. So it'll be a 52 episode show, and it'll just basically go through most of the history of Superman and act as like a big love letter. So I had some people already write me, they subscribed and said, hey, I don't know much about Superman, so this is a good way for me to learn, and that made me feel really good. So hopefully, if you guys get a chance, but if you can't, I know some people can't support financially. I will, in about 2 months, start uploading those here to YouTube. So if you're very patient, then you'll get that content eventually here. I may not post the whole episodes. I may still keep the whole episodes as exclusives to Patreon, but I'll post clips on here, at least for you guys. And hold on, I'm going to catch up to chat in a second because I just got way behind just now, ranting. Oh, hey, wow, Ron, thanks, man. I think it's just, what's up, Panhead? How's it going? Hey, Rohit, how's it going? Rohit, you're gonna love this episode because this episode is just we can talk about anything. Because Rohit, sometimes I'll do like a Venom episode, and he'll ask me like a non-Venom question. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, dude, we'll have to answer that another time. And then so this episode you can ask me anything. I think that's the link, Ron. Catch up right now. What's up, Abundance? How's it going? I caught up. I'm good. I'm good. No patience will support. Dude, you're awesome, man. Thank you. And if you launch a Patreon, let me know too, because I want to get more active in that community this year as well. I have a friend named Kevin Kraft who's had a Patreon for like a year or two now, or about 2 years now. So I want to definitely help them out as well. We can talk about your crotch, but I got to tell you, it's not going to be a long conversation. You set yourself up for that one, sir. It's slimy right now. Well, when Venom's around, things get slimy. So, Sir, Patreon for foreign countries, do make a video if you get time. Yeah, I will. So yeah, I've been looking into that, by the way. As far as I know, if you like, that's my limited time I've had to research it. But as far as I know, if you put on Patreon, as long as the country that you're from has a Patreon, you can do it. I know some people use VPNs, and that way you can log into like online through a different country. Like you can pick which country you are, and you can have access to things in other countries. I've seen people do that. So I don't know if you're familiar with VPNs and stuff, but you could do something like that and log into Patreon as if you're logging in the United States, and it'll let you get a service that way. But like I said, don't worry, Rohit. I know people are in other countries, they don't have access to things, and I know finances are a thing. So I'll post that stuff, here on YouTube eventually, as well. Hello, Florida. How's it going? I'm playing God of War while listening. Hey, what's up, Michael? The new God of War. I gotta play that. I actually had a friend who worked on that show, or worked on that game, who gave me a copy, and I feel awful as a friend because I haven't got back to chance to play it yet. So I got to get back to playing that. How far in are you? About halfway, third way? Batman movie, according to set images, might be based on storyline of Batman Year Zero, Year One, and Batman Hush and Court of Owls. Jesus. If it's based on all four of those, I'm going to hate the movie because that's too much. That's too many things to be based on. But yeah, I saw him. He's like on a motorcycle or whatever, right? Overdose. How's it going? Hiya. How are you? Don't talk about her. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's a her. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Then, yeah, we can't talk about that. Yep, I'm playing Xbox. You playing Xbox? Which game are you playing? Are you playing on Xbox? Hi. Wow, there's a lot of people in here. Hello, everyone. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Cucumber. What's up, Cucumber? Hey, nerd. What's up, Lena? I don't know if you know me, but that's a very accurate description of me. I am a nerd. Hey, sexy. You are way off, CJ. You are way off. I am at best a bridge troll. Third time playing through the story. No, oh, Jesus God. All right. So you're making me look bad, dude. You're making me look bad, Michael. Some are saying, "Oh yeah, the motorcycle thing with Batman." Yeah, I mean, I think it's because in Batman Year Zero there was a scene where he was on a motorcycle, like on a dirt bike. I mean, the internet's, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, I remember when Venom was first coming out. Bruce will probably remember this too. Like they had Tom Hardy wearing a rig so that he could be pulled up the side of a building, and everyone thought it was military gear, and they're like, "Dude, he's Agent Venom. They're gonna do the Agent Venom story," and it's like, no, they're not. It's Eddie Brock. It's probably a harness to lift him to do a stunt or something, and that's exactly what it was. So yeah, be careful. You are not allowed to be. I will ban you so quick if you are racist in here. But thanks for asking, I guess. I'm playing a very dark game called Binding of Isaac. Yeah, I saw something of that, and someone recommended that to me. So are you liking it so far? I heard it's a pretty intense game. Brush your hair. You know what? No. No, I won't, Mom. Thanks, though. Have you earned your 30 days of Donny Cates free token yet? What's up, Eddie Mullet? No, I have not. I did. So who gives that to me? Does Tom Brevoort give that to me, or Devin Lewis, the editor of Venom Comics? Does he give it to me? Yeah, no, I don't know. The 30 days of Donny Cates free token. Technically, I'm not 30 days free because I did pick up Incoming. Because someone told me Ghost Rider was in it, and I thought they meant Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, but it was Johnny Blaze. So I bought it to have it part of my Dan Ketch collection, and I was like, oh man, I bought this $10 book for 3 pages that I thought were going to be Donny Cates, Danny Ketch, but they weren't. So I did read the 3 or 4 pages that he wrote of Venom in there. Oh, thanks, Lonely. I think you maybe need glasses. I'm not too handsome actually, but thank you. Christian Bale will play Beta Ray Bill. I don't know. Those are rumors. So yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, we can't say that definitively, but I heard he's in talks to play a part in Thor: Love and Thunder. Beta Ray Bills, I love that character. I don't know if I want Christian Bale playing him. That means he would just do the voice, but I don't know. It could work. Why does this dude keep calling you sir? He's from India. I told him not to. He's listening and watching us from India. So I think he's just being very polite. I told him he didn't have to do that, but he does. So yeah, Rohit, you don't have to add the sir, but I know you're probably just being super polite. So I appreciate the politeness, but yeah, you don't have to do that. There's no reasonably racist. You know what? I don't want to test that water. So maybe still don't be any kind of racist, please. Spent 27 years in the army. That wasn't army gear. Maybe Boy Scouts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I grew up in a military family. My dad was in the Air Force. My grandfather was in the army, and my uncle was in the Navy. And I've seen tons of different gear. And when I saw that harness, I was like, well, I've been on movie sets. That looks like a harness. And I remember there was a couple people that were like, dude, it's Agent Venom. Like, just embrace it, you stupid fan. And I'm like, okay. And then it wasn't that at all. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Who's stupid now? Panhead says, random question, but who's your favorite singer? Mine is George Michael. My favorite singer, I'm a big fan of Seven Dust. I don't know if you guys seen my videos before. I deleted them because I think they were all like copyright struck, unfortunately, because that's sometimes when you deal with music on YouTube, they do get that. So I think I deleted them. But Seven Dust is my favorite band. So Lejean Witherspoon, who's the singer, he's like this big built, yeah, African American dude, long dreadlocks, just super nicest guy in the world. I've met him several times. I love the band, and his voice is awesome. So I'm a big fan of that dude. Um, a lot more people in stream than usual. I know, no kidding. Thank you all for being here. I'm gonna allow that comment, Eddie. I'm gonna allow it because it looks funny. Eddie says Christian Bale should play a prick. It comes so naturally to him. Yeah. George Michael uses auto tune. I George Michael's older. I mean, I know they had things that could distort voices in audio recording and stuff back then, but I don't know if auto tunes was a thing. I wear glasses, darling, and it's a lovely view. You're too nice. Christian Bale should play a prick. It comes. I already read that. Okay, cool. Wanted to read it again though because it was funny. Yep, like Star Fox. Yes. Oh yeah, Star Fox should play like Star Fox. You're in the YouTube army. LOL. What's that? Oh, I'm in the YouTube army. Yeah, sure. But thank you for your service, Comic Ron. I appreciate that, man. 27 years. Thank you very much for your service. Or Amelia. Yeah, I'm gonna hide that comment. That's not reasonable. That's not slightly reasonable. Have you ever been in an elevator with one? Oh, I see. Oh, you're just commenting off that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I work with plenty, so it's whatever, dude, or female or whatever. I call everyone dude. Great music taste. Seven Dust are very underrated. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Seven Dust. I don't know if he's my favorite voice, but I do when I hear them, I'm like, oh, right. Chester Bennington, he had a really good voice as far as singing goes and screaming. Actually, he was pretty good. He had a crazy range for such a young person, and tragically, has left us now. But yeah, I was a big fan of his voice. R.I.P. Exactly, overdose. But I do. I mean, there's a lot of great musicians out there. Yeah, I'm blanking right now. I wasn't ready for music questions today, but any other singers? I know like Faye Wong. She's a really good singer. She did like a song on the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack back when that came out. I'm so glad they remastered that. I own it. I'll get to it one day, like all the other games. I know Lonely. She donated a copy of Monster Hunter to me. Oh, my alarms are going off. To Monster Hunter to me, and of course, I have just not had time. I got Death Stranding day one. I bought it $60, played 3 hours of it, haven't had time. And that was tough because that game came out and 2 days later my grandma passed away. And I was like, I just don't feel like playing a game called Death Stranding right now. Like I was just like, yeah, I can't do it. My old neighbor in the Air Force was best friends with one of the Seven Dust members' little brother. He used to listen to their garage sessions. Yeah, when I was growing up, I lived outside of Atlanta, in the South Carolina area, and I heard them in Athens a couple times. I think when I first heard them, they were called Crawl Space, and then they changed their name a couple times to. Oh man, they had like 2 or 3 name changes before they got to Seven Dust. And I remember the day Seven Dust came out, and I was like, oh wow, they have a song on their CD that is like a Crawl Space song. And I said, let me check that out. And maybe it's the same band. Maybe they changed their name again. And then I did. And I was like, oh, wow, awesome. It's the same band. So yeah, I was glad to see they didn't disappear. And they're about to come out with another album this year. So I'm so glad they're still making music. I used to live in Orlando, and I would see them at House of Blues. They would do like New Year's sets there sometimes. And they just did one this year, like an acoustic set. And I really wish I could have been there. But yeah, my dad was in the Air Force. I grew up on like Keesler Air Force Base. I don't know if Comic Ron. I'm sure you've probably been stationed there. A lot of people I meet in the armed forces and different branches of the military end up at Keesler at some point. Um, hey, I can't say, but I want to stop by. What's up, TF fan page? How's it going, dude? Welcome. I saw your new video for ending 2019. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up on your videos too, man. But thanks for popping in, dude. Hope you're doing well. Did you watch? Did I watch the Grudge movie? I did not. It does not look good. Oh no, Comic Ron, what happened to your comment? Oh, weird. I saw Seven Dust, Metallica, Kid Rock, and Creed like 20 years ago. Yeah, I mean, my taste in music is very old. I saw Stabbing Westward came out with a new CD, an EP the other day, 5 songs, and I bought it because I love Stabbing Westward. So I was like, wow, that was like their first album in like, oh wow, almost 2 decades. So it's great. It was great to see them come out with something new. I know he's done other projects called like The Dreaming and stuff, but as far as like Stabbing Westward, it was like their first album in a while. So, and he sounds the exact same. I'm like, dang. The only weird thing was in his music video, he's like talking to a young girl, like she's like 20. And I'm like, yeah, but he's got to be like 50. So like he's like sitting there, he's got his leather jacket on, he's talking to her, and it doesn't look romantic, but it's like you're kind of like, something we could have done something a different idea here. What do you think about Chris Cornell? Oh yeah, great, very talented dude. Didn't he do a Bond soundtrack once too? Very good, very awesome dude. Is Venom worthy of the hammer? Oh yeah, so someone theorized this. I think it was Bizarnage, Aaron, right? On Twitter. I think he said something like he thinks Donny Cates is setting up a Thor story, now that he's writing Thor, and then in the end, it's going to be Eddie Brock picking up Mjolnir to kill to kill Null or whatever. And I would say, I mean, that's most likely going to happen because Donny Cates seems to just write bad fan fiction to me. Yeah, I'm not going to hold back anymore. It just comes across as bad fan fiction. So I have a feeling, and most of his ideas don't feel original. I think I said something to Eddie the other day where I said, like, oh, Venom ingested Carnage. I'm like, yeah, but that idea has happened before. And when he did it, Carnage wasn't like speaking in his head. He just re-ingested the symbiote somehow, and that was like something that Howard Mackie and them and Byrne and stuff, those guys did on the reboot of Spider-Man in the early 2000s. So it just seems like every idea I see him come up with that he's like, this is my new idea. I'm like, but it's been done before. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't care about like Venom Island. I saw preview pages and I was like, yeah, I don't care. So hopefully everyone who's enjoying it though is still enjoying it. But for me, it's not there. Oh, do I? I'll check. I gotta catch up on messages. Comic Ron, what's going on, dude? Why are your comments going away? Oh, I see. So my we'll just do this. Cool. So Amelia, all your messages have been hidden, so no one on this page can see them, because you clearly are just like a child. you can't be told no. So I'll just time you out then. I saw Seven Dust live back in 99 or 2000. Lejean pulled out the biggest joint I've ever saw. I'm talking Cheech and Chong big. That's hilarious. Yeah, those were the old days. I don't think he does that stuff much anymore, but yeah. Yeah, I think on their cover of their first album, it's like a twirled image of him with like a giant blunt. Anyway, so yeah, Eddie Brock worthy lifting the hammer. I don't know. I mean, I guess Eddie Donny Cates will write him in a way to where he'll come across as worthy to lift the hammer. I don't think I think there's a lot of people in the Marvel universe that are probably worthy to lift the hammer. I don't think it's that special anymore, only because so many people now have lifted it over the years. So yeah, I mean, I guess Eddie could. We'll see. I like Eddie. I don't see him as like this altruistic, amazing hero, but I also don't feel like you have to be that to lift Mjolnir either. I think you just need to be worthy. You need to be a warrior. There's a lot of things you can be. Like I think Optimus Prime could probably lift Mjolnir. So if Optimus Prime can, yeah, sure, Venom, you can lift the hammer too. When do you think you'll reveal the official movie title for the sequel? They'll probably wait till after they show a little bit more Morbius, I'm guessing. Morbius, I think, has a trailer. Someone sent me an image that it might come out next week. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, I'll definitely do a trailer reaction on the Venom vlog show. But I don't. Yeah, I don't know for sure. But what would you like the title to be? Anyone in the comments, feel free to let me know. Is Venom 2 fine for you, or would you like other comment or other like titles? Sorry to hear about your grandmother. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah. And thank you, Rohit. Yeah, that was a couple months ago. So the main thing was just trying to be there for my mom. She had, I don't have a lot of memories of a lot of my family members, because of my aneurysm in 2010. So I feel a little detached. So it's hard on that level. But for my mom, I know it was really hard because it was her mom. So I was just making sure my mom was doing okay. But I appreciate the kind words, definitely. What's going on with Comic Ron? Why is his comments being retracted? Let's see. Sorry to hear about your grandma. May she rest in peace. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Did you ban that racist woman? I don't know if I banned her. I think I just hid all of her comments. So that way, if she keeps making them, like, they just won't show up. But you guys let me know if she does. I mean, I know what they're doing. Like, I know they're probably not really a racist person. They're probably just trying to get a rise out of me. But it's like, I'm almost 40. I don't care. If you want to be stupid, go be stupid somewhere else. But hello, Passive. How's it going? Gotta head out later. Thank you for watching the video. Hey, you're welcome, man. No problem. I'm pretty sure that the title will incorporate Carnage in some form. I'm sure the title will have something like that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, and you're not good at trolling. Trust me. I've done Twitch streams and I've had a couple really good trolls who have flustered me. But yeah, your attempt is weak sauce. Can you mod me for a few minutes? I see a lot of trolls and just want attention. No, I cannot mod you, Panhead Gaming. I'm sorry. Wait, I didn't even send that comment. I think they're just here for attention. Why is my account saying this? It's almost as if you're hacked. Oh, someone got you, dude. Someone got you. Or either that or they changed their name to be exactly like yours. That could be what's going on too. Eddie should never be worthy. He's best broken, flawed character. I mean, that's how I see Eddie, but I know I feel like I'm in a minority there. So yeah. Oh man, come on, guys. I'm trying to read comments here. Like, this is ridiculous. Go play in someone else's stream. But yeah, the Venom 2, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they'll incorporate Carnage in some way. For sure. I'm sure of it. Are you excited for Birds of Prey movie? No. Not even a little bit. But yeah, that's how I feel about Eddie. I don't think he's that worthy, like, really. I think some people put him too much on a pedestal. I like him as a flawed character. Like, I think that's human. And the thing is, you can do stuff with Eddie that you can't with other characters. Like, you want someone to lift the hammer, have Peter Parker lift the hammer. Maybe he's worthy. But Eddie, like, I don't know. Like I said, it comes across very fan fictiony. It doesn't come across as someone who's really looking at the character. It comes across someone who's like, oh, I'm going to write the character the way I see them in my brain, and who cares what everyone else thinks? And it's like, so it comes across a little egotistical on some levels. But deleting the channel, oh, good luck, man. Sorry about that. Morbius Living Vampire will be awesome. I hope so. I kind of like Jared Leto. In certain roles, he's good. So hopefully this Morbius role will be good for him. And obviously, I'm hoping we get a Venom cameo in it too, which will be great. I was hoping Eddie would need the power cosmic LOL with the Infinity Gauntlet. Venom Vault. Yeah, let's just give him every power. Let's just make him, he can do anything now. Yeah, so really bummed about the new Venom run. If anyone sees me being nasty, it's the other account pretending to be me. Yeah, copy that. Yeah, so yeah, the new Venom run, I mean, I don't know. It's fine. Let Donny Cates do his thing, and I just won't read it. It's fine. Kratos versus Thanos in a fight. I want to see it. Oh, I mean, well, come on. Kratos, how many gods did he kill? I'm sure Thanos would be a threat, but not like, I think Kratos would kill him. Are you giving Thanos the Infinity Gauntlet? Because that might take an entire game for Kratos to beat him. Kratos will have to go around and like smash the gauntlets or the gems or something like that. Am I going to read Venom the End? I might, because I know that's not written by Donnie, and I know it's like a standoff, one-off-ish book. So I probably will. Yeah, most likely. But I'll probably just buy the digital copy. There's some books now that I'm just like, I'm running out of space. So I'm just like, I don't need, during this whole Venom run, I just don't want to like keep adding and adding and adding. Like Green Lantern, like by Grant Morrison, I'll keep buying. Anything that Jeff Johns has coming out, I'll pick up. But so there's still a couple titles I'll buy at the store. But mostly I'll probably just wait for things to go on sale on Comixology for like $1 for an issue or $5 for a trade, and I'll probably buy stuff then. But yeah, Venom the End, I'm interested to see what they do with that. But I probably won't read it and review it. I'm going to try to avoid reviewing brand new stuff on the Venom vlog, other than the movie. Like I want to try to keep focus on the movie and then talk about Flash Thompson stuff in the in between movie stuff. The Morbius comic is actually pretty good. I have the first issue. I haven't bought the second one yet, and I think the third one's coming out soon. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading more of it. I actually like the first issue a lot. I might keep collecting it, actually. Dr. Manhattan is living tribunal. Who will win if there's a fight between them? This is a weird thing is Dr. Manhattan could ultimately destroy anyone if he wanted to. The thing is, he's very passive. He's not an active person. So to say, oh, Dr. Manhattan versus someone, it's like, he was kind of just like America came to him during Vietnam and was like, hey, will you go handle this Vietnam situation? He's like, okay, fine, because it's, why not, but you saw in Doomsday Clock number 12, Superman's fighting for his life and Manhattan's just standing there. He's a very passive dude. He doesn't get involved typically. And when he does, it's out of curiosity. It's not so much like to help one side or the other. Now that's changed because of Doomsday Clock. So he's more active in a new form, as Clark or whatever, in his new form. But yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. I would say ultimately that Dr. Manhattan could kill him, but it would just depend on if he saw a point in fighting. If he doesn't, then the tribunal would mess him up. But I don't think the tribunal could kill Dr. Manhattan. So I think the fight would just be a draw, fist to fist. Neither of them are like known to be fighters though, like fist to fist fighters. So that would be a boring fight to watch. It'd be like two out of shape dudes like slapping each other. I'd watch that. Okay. Sign me up. I think Dr. Manhattan would slap harder. Hi Venom, are you still working on a Lego store? I work at Lego, different location. So like I'm glad I don't work there anymore because I don't like people giving out my job or my location. But no, I don't work at that location anymore. Thor Ragnarok really played down. But yeah, thank God I don't. I've been transferring, so I'm trying to work my way up through Lego. So right now I'm going through like a lot of training. But I've been the last time I was at the store. It wasn't too long ago, but I pop in there from time to time. But I'm not there all the time anymore. Thor Ragnarok really played down on the end times aspect. Oh, the movie? Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of that movie. Third Morbius issue comes out tomorrow, I think. Oh, cool, awesome. We Are Venom. Do you wish Tom Hardy had dyed his hair blonde for the movie? That's a legit question. No, I don't. No, not really. I know Eddie Brock in the comics is blonde, and there goes my other alarm. I know he's blonde in the comics. To me, I don't need things to be 100% accurate as long as I feel like the actor is giving a good performance or doing their best, And I think he did his best with that movie. Like I would say that. I would say he committed to the role. He really committed to that version of Eddie Brock. And so, if he didn't want to dye his hair for that, then that's fine. Normally he does. He'll completely transform for a role. So I'm surprised he didn't dye his hair, but still. Fist-to-fist fight between Thanos and Kratos, I meant. Oh, fist-to-fist fight between those two. Oh, Kratos. Like I said, how many gods has he killed? Like, Thanos, he works hard so that he can snap his fingers. He's looking for a shortcut. Kratos doesn't look for shortcuts. He'll kill. He'll take the long route to kill you. So I would say Kratos, he has more willpower than Thanos does, I feel. Is that Venom busting through the wall life size? It's not life size. Here. It's big, but it's not life size. Yeah. It's, nah. No, I feel like his arms would be bigger and longer. and his head is about the size of my head, and I feel like Venom's head would be bigger than that. So no, not life size. Yeah, someone renames their account. That's what people do sometimes. They rename their account to make it look like, and they take the picture and yeah, they just copy. So you think it's them. Is that Venom Buster? Yeah. So it's not life size though. Oops, sorry. Let me catch up here. Do you know where to find older Lego sets for decent prices? My kids need the Corvus Glaive Infinity War set to complete the gauntlet. No, I don't. Once Lego retires something, it's like the internet, like third-party sellers, like sell it for double the price, triple the price, all that stuff. So yeah, it's tough. I would say if you're looking for that gem, at least if you don't care about the characters, look on eBay and see if anyone's just selling the gem. Maybe you can find that, because when the gems came in, they come in that ring that has 4 of the gems. So that way, if you lose one, you still have a couple of spares. So some people sold their spares on like eBay and stuff. I would say you probably have to go that route, because finding old sets at decent prices, the best bet you might have is maybe walk into a Barnes and Noble and see if they have anything that's older. Or if there's like a local toy shop near you that won't mark it up too much. But that's, I think, the best I can offer is for advice. Once something's gone from Lego for retiring sakes, like those sets are, I mean, I don't know where to get them after that. So I would maybe try that and see if Barnes and Noble has one. And look on BarnesandNoble.com too. You can try there, because sometimes they clear out their warehouses pretty late when it comes to that stuff. I'm changing my name and profile picture just in case that person comes back. Okay. Yeah, someone renamed their account just trying to use a unique image. Panhead. Yeah, there you go. Use a unique image. There you go. I've been on God of War craze for a while now. God of War, I think I played, or I didn't play. I watched one of my roommates play the third one when it came out, I think. And then I played a game called Dante's Inferno, which plays like a God of War game. But I've actually only played this God of War game, the newest one, and I'm only like a couple hours into it. Is it just me, or did the video freeze? Image is frozen, but audio is fine. You might have to refresh your page. Sometimes that does happen, but everything looks fine on my end. So yeah, just refresh the page. I have to go now, so I will see you later. All right, Panhead, take care, dude. Yeah, I know what you mean about the gems. Thanks. That Corvus Glaive set is marked up $99 on eBay. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and you can call like your local Lego store if you have one in your area and ask if they have one, because sometimes people return stuff. But I think Lego's policy on returns is if you have to have a receipt, it has to be within 90 days. We haven't had that set in 90 days, so chances are it couldn't be returned anyway, but you can still check. Also, we're not really supposed to take sets that have already been retired that we don't currently sell, because it'll be like at a markdown price. So if someone comes in, they might be like, hey, can I return a set? We'll be like, yeah, but we'll give you like, it's only worth $5 now to us, but a third-party seller might sell it for more. So yeah, I would say you could try that, but I doubt a local Lego shop would have it. I'm pretty sure Glendale, Topanga, there's a lot of stores in our district. We have a pretty large district in West California, Southwest US and the California area. There's a lot of Lego stores. And I'm pretty sure most of them, I can't imagine any of them would have it, to be honest with you, just because of the policy rules for returns. So yeah, check Barnes and Noble. I've seen Lego Batman sets at Barnes and Noble as recent as a couple months ago, and those sets were retired like a year ago from Lego. So I saw like a Clayface set in the Barnes and Noble at the Grove, so like a while back. So yeah, try Barnes and Noble. In your opinion, what has been the best depiction of Venom and Eddie in all forms of media besides comics? That's a tough one, man. Like movies, games, cartoon stuff. I mean, the animated series did a really good job. He he was kind of a down on his luck reporter guy, and things didn't go his way, and then he got sick, he got evicted from his apartment, all these bad things happened to him, and he immediately blamed Spider-Man for that. And then when he found out Spider-Man was Peter, he went and tormented Peter. He talked to his aunt, talked to Mary Jane, and kind of tormented them. So I feel like they kept fairly true to that version of Venom. making him broken, not making him heroic. And then even later when Carnage shows up, Eddie's not really the good guy. He's a lethal protector. He's like a gray area. He's the one in between Carnage and Spider-Man. And there's times where he betrays Spider-Man, and then there's times where, he's fighting for Ashley Kafka. They made her the love interest in the show, and he, makes a sacrifice for her and falls into the pit with, Dormammu and everything. So, and Carnage. So besides the story itself that they told, I felt like the interpretation of Eddie was pretty spot on in the 90s cartoon. Like, as far as like when I think of Eddie, and the stuff I like about Eddie is that he is flawed and broken, and his compass is a little off sometimes, and decision by decision he might make the right one or the wrong one, and I find that interesting because I feel like that's very human. So I would say the cartoon comes the closest, the 90s cartoon, in my opinion. There have been some other good versions of them, or interesting versions of them, but that one I feel like is probably the most accurate to the comics, if that makes sense. Yeah, Lonely, close the stream and re-enter. That should help out. Refresh. There you go. Oh, refresh worked? Good. Third party, what about second party? Well, yeah, what about second party? Second party could sell them, too, if they want. If there's enough second party people out there, gather around and sell your Lego sets. Sell them at a better price so that our friends could hear and could buy them. Hi, it's been 3 years since Ultimate Spider-Man TV show ended, so what was your thoughts on it? Ultimate Spider-Man, I don't know if I've watched too much of that yet. I'm going through some of the cartoons coming up soon because the Maximum Venom cartoon is going to show. So the only cartoons I've seen is the Spider-Man 90s cartoon, the Spider-Man MTV cartoon, the CGI one, Unlimited, Spider-Man Unlimited, which had Carnage and Venom like in the beginning and in the end. I've seen those, and I've seen a couple episodes here and there of different shows, but so I haven't watched Ultimate Spider-Man in its entirety, so I don't have any thoughts on it, unfortunately, Georgie. I've never been to a Lego store. The closest one to me is about an hour and a half away. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I would say, and most likely they're not going to have it. You could still call them and check, but I don't know if they will. Hey, what's up? YM, how do I pronounce that? I'll call you Snipe76. Nice. What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. 90s cartoon did Eddie right. Yeah, I thought they did a good job. That's I would say that's my off the top of my head answer is the 90s cartoon. Agreed, 90 animated all the way. Sweet, we are Venom. Nice. Let's not forget the part where Venom literally drove and honked the truck. I mean, come on. That's what I love that meme. Whenever I see that meme, like in a comment or something in a comment section, I just smile. I go, I love it. Like him just honk honk, like looking over at Spider-Man. It's so good. Would you prefer a third person or first person Venom game? Ooh, I third person because I want to look at Venom the whole time. First person could be cool because you could have you could be seeing through Eddie Brock's eyes, and when he turns into Venom, it goes around and maybe the vision of Eddie changes, so he like sees things differently or hears better or something, or maybe you see through the teeth and there's like teeth above you and below you. I mean, that could look cool for like a minute or two in a game, like if they did a first person sequence or something, but I would say third person. That way I can just see Venom the whole time. I liked Venom in the Ultimate Spider-Man game where you're running around and like draining humans. That was so awesome. That was so good. Thank you, Siike. Thank you, Eddie Mullet. Hey, no problem. Do you think that Circus is really good idea for Venom 2? I mean, here's where my hope is for that. Can he direct well? Yeah, he did a pretty good job on the 2 movies he's made so far. The storytelling, that's where I'm really more worried about. I think Andy Serkis, because he's an actor, he speaks the language of actors. So I feel like he'll get good performances. So the first movie, the thing was, I felt like Tom was the only one who really committed to his role. Like he was like, I'm going to make Eddie this type of character. He's going to be kind of zany and weird and over the top, and there's I'm gonna be over the top with it and how I deliver my lines, and he kind of committed to that form, and I didn't feel like anyone else in the movie was on that same page with him, so that kind of messed with the tone a little bit for the first movie. So I would say I hope what Andy does is kind of streamlines that. I think with the script being written by Kelly Marcel, who is the writer that Tom brought into the first movie after they were already getting ready to film it, to punch up the script. So I think he has faith in her, and he made her the sole writer of this next movie. And then he I believe, picked Andy Serkis to direct it. So, because Tom is very hands-on with this movie, and I don't think he was ultimately satisfied with how the first one turned out, but because the first one made a ton of money, he sees an opportunity to improve. And I know that's kind of his work ethic, and that's what he wants, is to keep doing better. So I would say I think he picked a really solid team. Whether it's the right team or not, we're not going to know until the movie comes out, I feel. And I know that's a generic thing to say, but I have hopes that at least the performances outside of just Tom hopefully will be good in this one. Like, I hope Woody's performance is really good. I hope they really dive into the Carnage character. I don't want him to feel like a generic villain like Carlton Drake did in the first movie. I want more of that. Anne Weighing, I want her to do more than just show up at random times when the script needs her to. I want it to be organic, and I want it to feel like they're actually really working at telling a good story. So I feel like he'll at least, Andy's job is to make sure the performances are good and that the visuals look as good as they can. Kelly's job is to make sure the script came out good, and all the actors' jobs are to make sure they do the best they can. So I'm hoping it's a good fit, but I'll be honest, I don't know yet. But I have faith in it for sure. But I've been wrong before. Will Maximum Venom have Eddie Brock in it? Oh yes, it will. If you check out, I think episode 6 and 7 of the latest season, I think they just added the cartoon, Spider-Man cartoon, to Disney Plus. So check it out if you have Disney Plus, or just buy those 2 episodes on Amazon if you want, or watch clips on YouTube. But Eddie had a 2-episode arc in the latest season of Spider-Man, and that's going to go into Maximum Venom. But I don't know how much more I can say besides that. Ultimate Spider-Man was terrible. It had the bioorganic Harry Osborn Venom. That's the cartoon Harry Venom. That was that show. Okay, so I know of that, but I haven't watched the show in its entirety. So anyway, Snipes, I hope I answered your circus question. Ultimate Spider-Man was terrible. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't caught up on it. So, but I will before the new show. I want to do an episode that's like Venom in cartoons, like a history of that. So you might see me talk about that cartoon coming up. Do tell your favorite Spider-Man or symbiote after Venom. My favorite symbiote besides Venom, I guess Carnage. Yeah, I was pretty generic, but those are the 2 I grew up with. So I like Carnage. I like Woody Harrelson. I like Cletus Cassidy's a very interesting character for a Spider-Man universe. Like, full-on serial killer is interesting, because Spider-Man has dealt with like Sin Eater and things like that before, but Cletus is on like a just another level. And so to add that element to of the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man it rocks the boat. It shakes up Spider-Man stories. So I like that. So Carnage to me is probably my second favorite. No Venom 2 set photos or teasers yet, but Morbius trailer coming out next week. Yeah, that's what I heard, the Morbius trailer. So if so, we'll do a trailer reaction. No Venom set photos because it's a closed set. It's just like the first movie. They did a closed set. They're filming inside of a soundstage right now, and eventually they'll go out and shoot stuff outside. But I feel like they're going to do some of that in London, but most of that will probably be when they move to San Francisco to film there. So I'm keeping an eye out for when they film in San Francisco. If I'm off while they're filming in San Francisco, I may go up there and try to, see if they're, if I can go, because last time they said, oh, we're going to San Francisco and this is where we're going to be filming at San Francisco. Like, we found that information. So I'm keeping my ear out and my eyes open for that kind of info. And if so, I'm going to go and, I basically just try to go visit the set if I can. Like, if they're outside filming in San Francisco, I want to try to do that for you guys. It's like an 8-hour drive to San Francisco, so I think my car could make it. I might need to get some new tires before I make the trip, but we'll figure it out. And there's my last alarm. All right, so we got to wrap this up soon because I got to be leaving for work in about half an hour. I was at the hospital for 45 days now, and I'm back home. Symbiote got me out. Hey, I'm sorry you were in the hospital. I have to be in the hospital coming up soon too. I have a procedure planned for early February, so I'll talk more about that later. I'm trying to finalize the dates and everything and the times, but I might not have any videos. Well, that's not true. I might not make new videos that week for the following week, but I'll at least make videos the prior week to upload for you guys the week that I'm out, so that way you still have content and stuff. I hope Spider-Man 2 for PS5 continues the tradition of having Venom in the alternate playable character, i.e. Maximum Carnage separate. Oh, that'd be cool. 2-player. I don't know though, because I think they're doing was it Harry Osborn as Venom, at least at first. Maybe the suit will leave him and end up on Eddie Brock in the game, but it's got to be Brock. Yeah, I feel like they're going to do Harry though for the game, so we'll see. Great stuff. Love the channel. Got to run, but keep it rolling. Hey, I will do, Comic Ron. Thank you again, sir. have a good day. And if you guys, Comic Ron is new to YouTube and uploading videos. So if you want to check out some comic book stuff, click on his link there and definitely subscribe to him. Really awesome dude. And make friends in the chat. Subscribe to each other. If you make content, let us know. Let us know what kind of content you make. And if you guys are into what they post, then make friends. Subscribe to each other on here. Yeah, Carnage is awesome. He's awesome. Fair warning, Siike, Donny Cates consulted on Maximum Venom. No, I know that. I knew that before. I think we mentioned that on an episode. And I think he wrote maybe one of the episodes. And yeah, he was in there like as a consultant for the other episodes. So that's why I'm thinking Noel's probably going to show up in it, because like I said in that video when we talked about it back then, he gets royalty rights, if he creates a character in comics and it gets in a show. So he probably went in and was like, oh, let's bring Noel in, and that way I get paid more. Which, hey, that's part of business, so I'm not like faulting him for that, but I just don't find Noel to be interesting. Like, we got a whole 5-issue story with him and Silver Surfer, and it was bad. Like, he was the worst part of it. Like, Noel is just not interesting. He's just a generic character that feels like he was made up by like a 15-year-old. There's no motivation. He's just like, oh, I want everything to go back to being dark in the universe. Okay. It's like, okay, fine, but that's boring. So yeah, I'm not really into it. Tom is writing the script too. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I think yes. Well, he didn't write it per se, like not the way Kelly's writing it, but he's very hands-on with it. I think it's because the first movie, he had a rough time with dialogue. He didn't like a lot of the dialogue that the first two writers wrote. He didn't like some of the setup, some of the scenes. There's a lot of stuff cut from the first movie of him just really going crazy and doing wacky stuff for the role. So yeah, I mean, you're right. There's good and bad potentially there with that. But at the same time, it at least shows that he cares. And I don't know if they could have found another actor. I mean, like, think about it. It's Venom. Like, we all love Venom, but to like imagine being an actor in Hollywood and someone says, hey, would you like to do this Venom movie? And he's just like, someone would probably just be like, what, Venom? Like, what? He's not like a Spider-Man. He's not like one of the main guys. So like, we all see it differently, but someone who's like an actor in Hollywood might not. So thank goodness his son was a fan of the character, so he at least read the script, and I think he just saw potential in the script, and that's why he took on the movie. But from what I understand, it was rough for him with dialogue and stuff in the first movie. So it could be a good thing that he's trying to be a little bit more hands-on. But I think it's just to make sure that the character has a very clear story. I don't know for sure what he's working out with Kelly, but them being friends and stuff, I think it could hopefully only benefit. The only downside is if this second one doesn't do well, it kind of all falls on Tom, because he's the one who picked the writer, he's the one who picked the director. So that's the only downside. So I'm really hoping this movie works and is good. Carnage, Tom is writing, what got me hooked on Venom and Carnage was the bloodbaths I've seen these characters were a part of. See, I don't know, because there's only been 2 mature books ever with Carnage in it. It was like It's a Wonderful Life and what was the other one called? Mind Bomb. Those are the only times we've ever seen them really be part of bloodbaths. They're pretty restrained. I mean, they're mostly written for teen, the target audience is teen. So they haven't really been part of a bloodbath per se. But those 2, Mind Bomb and It's a Wonderful Life, those are pretty extreme books. But for the most part, that's why I don't care if the movie's PG-13, because I'm like, well, they're mostly PG-13 characters. They've only ever been mature like once or twice, ever. So maybe you can be an extra for Venom 2. No, my goal would just be to go and see if they're filming like outside somewhere and just get a couple shots, for you guys if possible. So yeah, not an extra. That'd be funny, but at the same time, that would mean that there's certain things I couldn't talk about on the show then, and I don't want to pin myself, because I already did that with Fox. Like, I've seen all the Fox movies before they've come out, like Dark Phoenix, New Mutants. Like, I've seen them all, and so I wanted to do an X-Men show, and I was like, well, I can't, because if I talk about the movies, I know way too much about the movies. I've seen the movies, so I had to I had to distance myself and say, all right, well, we'll do a Venom show. So I don't want to get into a position where I know too much, because then that would just hurt my content, I feel, because then I can't look at it from a fan's point of view, or a similar point of view to you guys. So yeah, so I hope that doesn't happen. Stay safe, Seek. I hope you have a good day and that you'll be okay. Oh, thank you. You too, definitely. We know what episode is Donnie's because it will be the biggest, baddest, game-changing metal Venom cartoon and will blow your mind. Right? That's how everything is with him. He's like, oh, it'll change your life. This I wrote episode 2 out of 4, but episode 2 is the best one. It's gonna blow your mind. Yeah, it's like right. I mean, it's great to be your own hype man and speaking hyperbole sometimes, but wow, yeah, sometimes he gets a little, but it's great. I mean, I'm glad he has that enthusiasm for the character. Like I said, there's not a lot of people who just love Venom that much. And even though I don't like a lot of stuff he's writing, he clearly just loves the character on some level, like not a level that I think he hates the character the way he treats him sometimes. But I also know a lot of writers have that mentality where they're like, oh, I like this character, so I got to be mean to them. And I'm just like, wow, you must be a horrible person to be friends with or date. If you have that kind of mentality, like I love you, so I'm going to treat you like garbage. It's like, I know you're just doing that for your fictional characters, but you probably are like that in your real life a little bit too. So not saying he is, but I'm just saying in general, sometimes I hear about writers and then I go, oh, that guy's pretty self-destructive. Like I know him in real life and he's pretty self-destructive. So yeah, but it'll be a game changer for sure. So make sure you guys tune into the episode Donnie Cates writes. It'll blow your mind. Noel shaking his fist and telling the light to get off his lawn. Yeah, that's how he comes across sometimes. Hello, Angel. What's up? How's it going? Tom Hardy is the best actor for Venom. I mean that in fan art of the characters. Yeah, Tom Hardy. Well, yeah, for artists love to draw that guy. He's a good looking dude for sure. But I think he is the right guy for the role. I mean, because like I said, he's committing to it. I think the only other person you could have got for Venom is a complete no name. Someone who's like, this is my first movie. And first major movie or whatever where I'm the star of the movie, I'm gonna give it 1,000%. I think that's the only other person, whoever that is, that's the only other person you could have found to do the movie Venom. But that person probably wouldn't have sold $850 million worth of movie tickets, whereas Tom Hardy did. And the name Venom, helped out obviously there too. Venom, because of that success of that movie, like we've been talking about the movie leading up to the first movie. I knew it was going to be fun, at least. I was hoping it'd be fun. And I think it was. I still was critical of the movie. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. But I thought that was a fair review of it. There was good things in it, but there were some bad things in it. But the commitment he had for the role, I really appreciated. So, but him also, like, he's so likable. He's such a likable guy. He's picked a lot of great roles that a lot of us like. So that drew me to the movie too. Once I was like, Venom movie, Tom Hardy's playing Venom? Okay, I'll check it out. I'm interested. Yeah, you're right. I do got to comb my hair. Holy cow. I got to actually shave my head. That's what I got to do next. I probably am going to shave my head soon. I got to go buy some new clippers on my next check. Yeah, so, with him, I think that was the draw. But after that movie made, $850 million at the box office, Venom is a household name now. So as long as they don't drop the ball on the second one, I think they'll do, they'll make a similar amount, if not more. I'm hoping more. Wouldn't that be cool if Venom 2 made $1 billion? That'd be, I thought the first one, I was like, is it actually going to make $1 billion? But it kind of slowed down around the 800 million marker. So I was like, okay, it's done. But on Blu-ray and DVD sales and everything, it did pass the $1 billion mark. I meant that in fan art. A Venom game Peggy 18 will be perfect. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, like I said, I don't need Venom to be this hardcore game or movie. It doesn't need to be rated R. Can you do that? Sure. I mean, that's an interpretation of the character, but I don't know where people get it from, because I'm like, 95% of his comic book history has been rated T for teen, and 90% of his appearances in other media has been rated PG-13 or T for teen. So I know people are yearning for a more mature version because they grew up with the character. But for me, I'm like, the reason the character is still relevant today is because he continues to be for teen characters. So every new generation of teens finds their way to Venom and become fans of Venom. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's important for the longevity of the character to do PG-13 stuff and teen stuff, but I wouldn't say no to an interpretation of him where it's more mature rated. As an older person, I'll check it out. I'm a Venom fan. I'll check it out, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, you don't need it. You could be a victim for Carnage. It would be epic. I've always wanted to be killed in a comic book. I had a couple friends that almost made that happen once, and then things like fell apart. But yeah, I was almost killed by Solomon Grundy one time in a DC comic. I've shown up in a few comic books. which was really nice of those artists to draw me into them. It was, and it's funny. I'll look and I'll go, I'm like, oh man, like from this comic to this comic, I gained weight. I gotta lose some weight, and then I don't because because I don't care. But yeah, being killed in something has always been something like a lot. I don't know. It's a weird thing to want to happen, but I don't know. I love Solomon Grundy, so I'm like, yeah, if Grundy was like Grundy smash, and he grabs a dude that looked like me and just squeezed me, and I just exploded. I don't know. I'd find humor in that. And whereas most people wouldn't even know, they'd be like, why does he just grab a random dude and kill him? And I'll be like, because I requested it. I remember playing Ultimate Spider-Man game, and my brother managed to beat the game. And after I played the cake out of Venom, he should call it Grand Theft Venom. I mean, that was the thing about Ultimate Spider-Man. Like, I would run around that game and just as Venom. There was really no missions, so you just ran around for fun. And I did. I ran around and just ate people all the time. I thought it was like a great mini game that never ended because I would do it for hours. I would come home because I used to work in TV production at that time, and I'd work like an 18-hour day, and I would do like 4 days in a row. And then after that, I would be off for like a week or something, or half a week. And then on those days off, I'd wake up, put on Ultimate Spider-Man on my GameCube, and I would just play the Venom stuff and just run around and eat people. And I'm just like, life is good. Fan art of the Bloodbath, it gets gory. Oh, fan art of the, oh, you mean in Blood? I gotcha. Yeah, people's art for Venom and Carnage is always amazing. Whether it's street art or painted stuff or airbrushed or tattoos or whatever, like those characters, that's another reason why they work so well is visually they're amazing. I mean, there's like 5 and 6-year-old kids see Venom and they go, oh, like my nephew loves Venom now. And so he got a Venom toy for Christmas. He got this one here, the bendy one that I picked up recently. He got one of those. My mom found one. She's like, I'm going to get one for your nephew. So yeah, he's got this and he loves him. My mom's like, he's just like you. When I was that age, I loved Venom. A couple years later, I loved Spawn. And she was like, he likes all these weird dark characters. And I'm like, they just look cool. Like Spawn's like solid black, white eyes, big red cape that like is alive, chains on him. I mean, it's so metal. It looks awesome. Spider-Side is perfect director for Spider-Man 4 in the Pizzaverse. Spider-Side, isn't that the clone, the 4th or 5th clone of Peter Parker? Is he still around? Did they ever bring him back? I know there was we're going to talk about it soon because I've been reading all the Flash Thompson stuff, but there is, I can't believe the Seek and Destroy episode turned into a Venom vlog episode, kind of. But the Spider-Side, I think Jackal mentioned in Minimum Carnage that he was going to make a Spider-Side 2.0, and then Chris Yost no longer writes comics, so that storyline went away. But I heard Chris Yost might be coming back to comics because he was working on Mandalorian and a bunch of other stuff. Very talented dude. I love that guy. And I'm excited to see him come back to comics. I hope he picks up that thread. Siike is canon. No, I almost was. I was almost in DC Rebirth canon. Or was it Rebirth? Maybe it was New 52 at the time. But I almost was. But I was dead after that, so I wasn't in canon very long. Sony did an outstanding marketing for Blu-ray for Venom. Oh yes, you own 3 copies. Yeah, I own 2 copies. I own the Walmart one and I think the Target one. But yeah, no, they did, and the Amazon one was cool too. I didn't buy it, but that was a cool one. So yeah, no, Sony's marketing on Venom period was great. I mean, we talked about it on the show how they marketed Venom as like he's like boyfriend material to Chinese, and so in China there was like all these little posters of like him helping a girl carry her books to her locker, or like when she spilled stuff out of her backpack, he's like picking it up, and that's how they marketed Venom to get like teenage girls to go see the movie. And they had all these drawings of like Venom. So their marketing was really interesting, but it worked. I mean, look, $850 million on a movie that cost $100 million to make. That marketing is almost as good as Joker's marketing. I mean, the Joker's marketing was definitely on point, to give Warner Brothers some credit, because I think a lot of people were just gravitated to the look of the movie and the performance that they saw in the trailer. But yeah, Joker is now a household name. I mean, he's always been too. He's Batman's #1 villain. And I would argue that Venom has definitely, since his creation, been Spider-Man's #1 villain, more so than Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus. Like, Venom has taken, if you made a Doc Ock movie, I doubt it would make $850 million. It's possible, but I doubt it. But that's all. I also doubted Venom would. So, what do I know? But yeah, Joker making $1 billion, the first rated R movie, and that movie cost less than $100 million to make, and that's all profit. Like that's money that Warner Brothers can now go spend on other movies, and I hope they do. I hope they do more solo villain movies. I would love to see I would love to see a Mr. Freeze movie set in World War II where he's a German scientist and things go wrong and he becomes Mr. Freeze and he's got like a big steampunk outfit suit. That would be cool, to set it as a period piece. And then another period piece I'd like to see is Clayface as like a actor during the days of like Boris Karloff, and maybe Clayface is he was Basil Karlo in the comics, but maybe make it Matt Hagen like the animated series, so that there's not that much of a connection to Boris Karloff. But you have Matt Hagen or something, he's like now getting to be like 45, and he made, when he was 22, he made like a Gone with the Wind type movie, and then now he's making like monster features because it's all the work he can get. But now they're going to remake that Gone with the Wind movie, and he's like, well, I want to play the lead in the remake. And they're like, no, you're too old. So he goes and gets that cream from like an experimental drug to make him look younger to get the role again, and then in doing so turns himself into Clayface. I think, and you can make that like a 1930s 1940s kind of universal horror movie. I think it'd be awesome. So that'd be great if Warner Brothers makes more projects like that. Make it for like 60-70 million dollars, and hopefully. But the thing is that Clayface and Mr. Freeze, they're not names like Joker, so you do run a risk of them not making money. But if you say like, oh, from the minds who brought you Joker, that might get average people to go check it out. You're right, Venom doesn't need to be R-rated, but people are stupid. They think that Venom is just a lot of blood. Sorry if I made mistakes. Hey, no, that's okay. No, and I'm not calling people stupid either. I just think a lot of people, they project, right? So they're like, oh, Venom, he eats people's heads off. That has to be rated R. And it's like, well, he says he eats people's heads off, but we've seen that maybe 2 or 3 times ever. He did it in the movie, like he snapped on that dude's head. So yeah, I mean, but to me, it's like, but blood didn't have to like squirt out everywhere. So yeah, there's just, I think a lot of times people comment on things and they're just, it's what they hope, and that's fine. It's fine to hope for something, to hope for an R-rated interpretation. But for me, I don't need it. It doesn't make me like Venom more just because I see blood everywhere. And it's not going to make me like Carnage more just to see him actually cut bodies open. We need or just really want more games to play as Venom. Now, that's true. So hopefully, if they do Spider-Man 2, if that game does well and they do a version of Venom in that, and maybe by the end of the game it goes to Eddie Brock, maybe Insomniac can do a spin-off Venom game. That'd be cool. If you haven't played the Venom game from the movie on your mobile phone, check it out. There's actually a mobile game where it's a side scroller. So it's almost like was it 1941? It's like or Galaga or whatever. You just have Venoms running down the street and you just got to move them side to side to like avoid objects. So yeah, it's a free game. It's still up. The website's still up. You can play it on a website or on your phone. So check it out. If you just want something with Venom, or play Marvel Future Fight like I do. And I have Venom on there, Anti-Venom, Agent Anti-Venom. I have Carnage on there. Like I have all the symbiotes, all the ones that are available right now. Pizza time. Everybody talk about pizza time. Amazing Spider-Man 316 is what got me. Saw that amazing cover and I was hooked. Is that the one with the skull and he's like licking? Is that 316, or am I missing? Am I making a mistake? Have to wander off. No problem, Lonely. I hope you all stay safe and have a good day. It was great to hear you talk, Siike. Oh, thank you, Lonely. And yeah, we're going to wrap up here in a second because I got to leave for work soon. Sooner than I thought. In a Pizzaverse universe, Norman Osborn became Fruitcake Man. Mr. Diktovich and Mr. Aziz were villains. Jameson was a pirate. Joker was there. And of course, Pizza Time. Oh, a Nobel Prize for Harry. Nice. I'd like to see Siike as a rejected Venom host. Venom could be looking for a new host, comes across Siike, and he's like, nah. That'd be awesome. Like what was it, Angel Fortunato, where he bonded with him for a day, and then the Venom symbiote was like, you're too much of a wimp, and it threw him off a building. I'm down for that. Marvel, Donny Cates, I know you don't like me, but call me. We could make that happen. You guys, you can take out all my criticisms of your writing by killing me in your book. And you know what? That'll get me to buy the issue. I'll buy like 20 copies of it. I don't feel like Venom works that well in R-rated setting as he would T for teen. Yeah, he just works. I mean, that's what he's mostly been, is T for teen. So I don't mind it. I was going to buy a PS4 to play Spider-Man game and found out Harry was going to be Venom. Horrible. It's at the very end. So it doesn't affect the story of the game at all. I mean, you are wondering where is Harry, because they mentioned that he was in Europe, which is from the comics. But I knew something was going on. I was like, nah, something's happening. He's either hanging out like in an Oz chamber where he's full of like the Oz serum and his dad's experiment on him, or it's going to be something like that. And it was something like that, but it was with the symbiote and not like the goblin formula. So, it's a new take on Venom. It's a new universe. It's fine. I think sometimes we just have to be okay with that. They were upfront about saying that Spider-Man PS4 was an alternate universe. So because they were upfront with that is why I don't mind that change. Do I want to see Eddie? Sure. But if he's not going to act like Eddie and it's going to be so different of an interpretation that doesn't work as him as Venom, then I don't want to see it just to force it in there. So I'm willing to give it a shot. So we'll see where it goes. But luckily that happened at the very end. So I feel like you can still enjoy the game without really, being pissed about that. No, 316 is the McFarlane cover with him on top of Spidey. Oh, that's the one with him choking him. Yeah, you're right. Because the other one was like an Eric Larson one, I think, right? Yeah, and he came in later. I'm sure that Venom will be in the sequel of Spider-Man. Yeah, he will definitely. I'm sure of it. The way the first game ended, they got to do that. I saw it. We'll never buy it for that. Okay, fair enough. I think it's time to leave. Bye, Siike. Stay safe. Hey, goodbye, Georgie. Thanks for being here. Now, Carnage, on the other hand, unnecessary bloodshed is something he excels at. He does. Yes, he does. I mean, not that we've really seen too much of it. There's a lot of exposition, like, oh, I killed a whole orphanage of people. Okay, well, we didn't see him go through and hack everyone's heads off, because that would make the book mature rated. So I think in like Mind Bomb and It's a Wonderful Life, those were mature rated, but I think it was because there was like some male nudity in the book, I think, and there was blood and like and weird trippy mind stuff because Kyle Hotz like drew the living hell out of that book, so it was like really trippy looking. So I think they rated it mature for more of that. But yeah, I mean, he's capable of bloodshed for sure. I mean, we saw in at least in what was it, Absolute Carnage, he's like ripping people's spines out and sucking the juice out of their spines. So I mean, yeah, he's clearly capable of doing horrible things like that. So I'm sure some of that will be in the movie, but I just don't think they'll go like grindhouse with it. They won't go full bloodshed. I'm a Spider-Man fan and can't play this game. Feel my pain. Yeah, I mean, there's you can't play it because it's like, is it not released in France? Is it not released in your region, or you just don't like it or don't want to play it? Let me know, and then we'll wrap up here. But I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, it was funny. We got a lot of people in here. Thanks for the 10, the 8 thumbs up and the 10 people in here. I appreciate it. I know we had some trolls in here and stuff. So, I mean, it happens, and it doesn't bother me. Like they don't really upset me too much, but if they start bothering you guys, then yeah, like I got to try to do something. But I'm sorry, Panhead, that you had to go through that, and some of the other guys, but we toughed it out. And I mean, I know that person doesn't ultimately mean harm. Like they're not a bad person. They're just trying to have fun, and that's their outlet for having fun. Most of us have gone through that phase. I've definitely gone through that phase where I trolled people, not like that. Like I haven't gone into message boards and bothered people like that. I think that's taking it too far, but that's the generation sometimes. So you just got to let it happen. And it does. And I hid some of their comments, and then they had a buddy in here who tried to tack on or whatever, but yeah, so I'm sorry it happened, but well, we got through it. It's fine. Thank you for the stream, but I need to go to work in the Army. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, get to work, man. And, I know you're not, I don't know, are you in our Army, in the United States Army or France, but thanks for your service either way. And definitely have a good day. And all of you guys, hopefully you have a good 2020. This was our first Seek and Destroy live stream for the year, but we'll do more. I have more content coming up. My next day off is Thursday, so I'll be making more content on Thursday for sure, to get ready for the weekend. I think my first Venom vlog I'll try to record on Thursday. Certainly my next Superman Patreon episode I'll record Thursday, and that'll go up on Friday. So I'm trying to stay ahead of things and trying to get down to a weekly schedule. So now that we're back to things, I think Venom movie news is probably on hold right now until we get that Morbius trailer, because I think Sony's not going to want the two to conflict right now. So we'll do a movie trailer reaction to Morbius if that trailer does come out next week, which I feel like it should, because the movie comes out in like 5 months, 6 months, something like that. So yeah, we'll do a trailer reaction to that on the Venom vlog. But before then, I'm going to get a couple episodes up regarding Flash Thompson. My first one, I hope you guys like what I do in the first one. A lot of you gave me a really good feedback on the Carnage episode I did, where it was the history of Carnage. I'm going to do something like that for Flash Thompson, but with something a little bit different. So I hope you guys like what I do. I hope you guys like the new intro, and you'll see all that probably early next week at the latest. So thank you very much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate everything, and I will see you all in the future. Peace. I'm going to go brush my hair now.